A few weeks ago, I was in Lewisport to a gathering similar to what we have here today. It was a sad day when you got to get up in the morning and travel to any one region of this province to stand in the cold with the elderly people in our communities to say we need to save our primary health care services. What does that say about a government? A government that will force its elderly into the parking lots on the coldest days in the fall to save the basic services that they depend upon. It is shameful. I see this as nothing other than an attack on rural Newfoundland and Labrador, because when you start gutting rural medical services in this province, you are saying to the people in those communities, it's time for you to go, and we're not going to be there to back you anymore. That's the message I take from that. I have never been more disgusted or disappointed in a health minister in my life as I've been in Mr. Orme. And I say it here publicly today. For a minister in this province to go out and to say in the public airways when they're about to cut services in rural communities that I didn't even look at how much it was going to cost. That is total negligence on behalf of the people that you represent in Newfoundland and Labrador, and it is unacceptable from any minister, in my opinion. He said, we have been maneuvered into a healthcare system which rewards population rather than needs, and our population is shrinking because they can't afford to stay here. He said, for Newfoundland and Labrador, this is a death spiral. Well, I would say to you today, Danny Williams, who is driving the spiral of death in healthcare in rural Newfoundland and Labrador today, sir? A government that is drunk on power. A government that thinks they can govern in any way they like. But a government that is drunk on power leaves only one thing, and that is the headache for all of you at the end of the day. But I'm here today to tell you to not give up. To not give up. This is a government that has flip-flopped on many issues. And they have flip-flopped when they've had pressure from people. The nurses was a great example. When those nurses went out and they stood up to the government, even though they said for weeks that they wouldn't cave into them, what did they do? They caved in, and the nurses won at the end of the day. This is a government who said to the mill workers in Grand Falls, Windsor, day after day in the House of Assembly, when I asked the questions, will you pay the pensions and severance of these workers and go get your money back from the companies? No, we can't do it. No, we can't do it. They spent weeks saying that. At the end of the day, when the pressure came on, what did they do? They paid out the money. This is a government that only a few months ago wanted to build a transmission line down through Grossmore National Park. They spent 3 months in the media telling people why they were going to build this power line down through one of the world's greatest historic resources here in the Northern Peninsula. And after 3 months, what did they do? I was only kidding. It was a joke, he said. We're not going to build the line. They caved to the public pressure of the people. Don't forget that. Don't forget that. If this is worth standing up and fighting this government on, you stand up and you fight this government on it. Because they are a government that when the pressure is on, they will fold. So you put the pressure on, and you may be the community that not only saves your own services, but saves the services for all rural communities in Newfoundland and Labrador, because it's much bigger than the ones that are standing in this parking lot today, I can tell you that. I just want to say to you that we're here to support you. We've already put questions to the House of Assembly. We have a motion on the floor of the House of Assembly today that will be debated when the House opens, that will force every MHA, including your MHAs, to stand in their place and either vote to save the services in Flowers Cove or to let it go. But we will make sure that they will have to stand and be accounted for. And you need to make sure that the people who represent you stand for you and not for Danny Williams.